We are going to talk about more about market research. What is market research? And we're also going to know about why businesses and companies need market research. Nowadays, we know that social media is like the #1 marketing strategy, where we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rosemary Watetu. Thank you so much for those who have been subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, like, comment, and share. So today's topic, we are going to talk about more about market research. What is market research? And we're also going to know about why businesses and companies need market research. So today, let me start with the defining market research. So market research is an organized effort to gather information about target markets and customers. So we are going to gather information about target markets and our customers. It involves understanding who they are. So we need to know who they are. You understand the question who they are, then and what they need. So you understand also the question of what they need. It is an important component of business strategy and a major factor in maintaining competitiveness. So here we're going to see how competitors react with different brands, how competitors react with your product, and how they are going to react to them. So market research is a systematic process of obtaining, analyzing, and interpreting data for actionable decision making. So here we are going to obtain data, we analyze, and also we interpret so that we can get a good decision making. So we are going to get interpretation on that and have a good decision making on what you've discovered. So conducting good market research is the only way to survive in a competitive market, right? So my people, learn more about it, because it will help you to overcome the competitive market, because there are so many competitors outside there and you need your product or your company to be the best of all. So if you don't do the market research, trust you me, you're going the wrong way. It provides companies with an overview of emerging market trends, consumer behavior, and market conditions. So we are going to learn more on market trends. You're going to understand your product market trends. You're going to understand your product consumer behavior, and you're going to understand the market condition of your product. So examples include conducting surveys. We're going to conduct surveys to gauge customer preferences. We're going to using focus groups to explore opinions about a new product. So you can do a focus group, you can do surveys. Also, analyzing competitive data to identify strengths and weaknesses. So we need to identify the strengths of a particular product, the strengths of a particular company, and the weaknesses of both company and a product and a business. It can also involve observing consumer behavior in retailing settings, or analyzing social media for insights. So at least we have to understand all those products. We have to understand how to analyze and how to identify the strengths and weaknesses of the product. So market research blends consumer behavior and economic trends to confirm and improve your business idea. So if you need to improve your business idea, you need to do the market research blends. Also, it's crucial to understand your consumer base from the outset. We are also going to let your market research lets you reduce risk even while your business is still just a gleam in your eye. So you're going to make sure that we reduce the risk that are involved in a company, involved in a market, involved in a businesses, because you need to make sure that your businesses succeed in the market. Here are more detailed, maybe common examples. One, we said we have surveys, and the purpose of survey is to gather quantitative data from a large sample of potential customers about their demographics, buying habits, attitudes, and preferences. So we are going to understand a customer's preferences, potential customers, and their behavior, their attitude towards your product. For example, a company might survey consumers about their interest in a new type of fitness tracker, including features they desire, price, sensitivity, and brand recognition. So those are part of the surveys that are done, and an example and the purpose of it. So the next one, we can talk about the focus group. So the purpose of focus group. Our focus group is to facilitate group discussions. So you do group discussions to gather qualitative. Right now we are not going to do the quantitative, we are doing the qualitative data about consumer options, attitudes, and motivation. So we understand the motivations, the attitude, and consumer opinions on a product. Example, a company might conduct a focus group with potential customers of a new coffee brand to gather feedback to their preferences, brand perceptions, and willingness to pay. So I think you've understood how we run the surveys and also how we do the focus groups when it comes to the market research. We also do interviews. So interviews, when it comes to interviews, the purpose of interviews is to gather in-depth. So you're going to gather the in-depth qualitative information from individual customers or experts. So here we are getting the experts and individual customers of your product. So people who have really interacted with your product and has done more on your product. They have already understood how your product does and how they've interacted with it well, and they are experts in it. Example, a company might conduct interviews with industry leaders to understand their perceptives on emerging marketing trends and competitive lands. So let me repeat it again, an example. Let me give the example again. A company might conduct interviews with industry leaders. So we are talking about the leaders, the people who make decisions in a company, the management level people, to understand their perspectives on emerging market trends and competitive landscape, so that you can be able to understand. Most of the decision making people, they understand the market trends well, and they understand their competitive landscape. So that is why we do interviews to conduct on those people. We have another one, which is observation. The purpose of observation is to observe consumer behavior in their natural environment, such as retail, store, or online. So these ones we do that, you just observe it. An example, a researcher might observe how shoppers behave in a grocery store. So here we're talking about a grocery store. Maybe the shoppers can go and shop, the way they behave, paying attention to their choices. How do they choose the product? Do they look at the price? Do they look at the beauty of the product? Also, purchasing patterns. How long do they purchase? How often do they purchase? Which day do they purchase? And interaction with displays. How the display is. How you have displayed your product. Does it have a good display in the shop? Does it have a good display maybe in the supermarket? So that is how we do the observations. And we go to the other point where we have competitive analysis. A competitive analysis, the purpose of it is to analyze the strengths. So here we are analyzing the strengths between the company and the competitor. So you analyze the strengths, you analyze the weaknesses, strategies, and market position of the competitors. So here we are going to compete. You're going to maybe compare two different competitors and understand more on it. Example, a company might analyze the pricing strategies, marketing campaigns. So we have several marketing campaigns happening around. Customer service practices. We have, let's say, the customer service practices of the competitor to identify opportunities for differentiation and competitive advantage. So that one we understand according to competitive analysis. We go to the sixth point, secondary research. So when you say about secondary research, we'll do the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to utilize existing data and reports. So here you go to the books and get existing data and reports, such as industry reports. We have market studies that have been done before and the government statistics. So you have to go back and check and compare the secondary data that has been done before and know whether are you making a progress or are you running low on this product. So for example, a company might use industry reports to understand the size and growth rate of the market for a new product. So you want to understand the growth rate, the size, and the market of a new product. So you go back to all the records that has been there before, like the industry reports, like the existing data and reports. So you go and check whether they're helping or whether they are helping you in the trends, whether they're going to help you make the decisions. The seventh and the last point is social media listening. Nowadays we know that social media is like the #1 marketing strategy, where we have TikTok, we have Facebook, we have Instagram. Everywhere we move with social media. So social media has so many marketing strategies of your product. So also that one can help you in marketing your product as you do the social media listening. The purpose of it is to monitor online conversations, social media posts, and online reviews to understand consumer sentiment and identify emerging trends. So this one will help you to monitor the online conversation, because there's so many people making orders online, so many people doing conversation and talking about a product online. So you'll have to understand that. We have the social media post. People are posting products. Maybe they're trying to market your own product. So how do they post it? The online reviews. How do people review online in about a product when it comes to the social media posting? So how do they interact with the product in the social media? So those are the some of them. And an example of it is a company might use social media listening tools to track mentions of their brand and competitors, as well as analyzing customer feedback and identifying emerging trends in the market. So let's say you have a product. I'll talk about this pen. So let's say this is my brand. Okay, I don't know what the pen is. Okay, Obama. So I'll say this is my pen and this is my brand. And this is the brand I'm producing in the market. But there's so many other products outside there, like other products with that has pen. So what you do, you go to the social media, you Google and get the competitors. How are they doing in the social media? How are they posting their products? How are they doing their online conversation? How are they marketing that product in the social media? So that is how you learn more about the social media listening. So for today, I'll just say thank you for listening to me. Thank you for the insight. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And thank you, my people. See you on the next time. Bye.